Welcome Canada West fans. We are at Investors Group Athletic Center for the second night of Manitoba versus Saskatchewan action. We are just about to go through the starting lineup for the Huskies. We have number 3, their center, Jacob Rapin. Number 4, Matthew Primrose at the lib. Number 5, Nathan Seidel at the middle. Number 6, Levi Olson on the outside. Number 7, Dylan Mortensen on the right. Number 8, Luke Wanzira also in the middle. Number 19, Scarlett Boga, the other outside attacker. So we do have a bit of a change up from last night. We have Nathan Seidel getting the first set start. And on the Bison side, we have number 4, Ben Carlton. He'll play on the outside, Bachu Lavoie, one of the liberos, the other libero coming out now, number 7, Kyle Martins. Brendan Warren in the middle. Number 12, Jack Mandrick, their setter, in his 4th year. Also in his 4th year, number 13, Owen Schwartz. Rookie on the left, number 16, Spencer Graham. And the other middle, number 17, Zach Jansen. Last night, we did have Darian Koski getting the start in the middle, eventually to get subbed out for Zach Jansen, who came in with a nice fresh energy for the Bisons and did make a nice difference, so good to see him getting the opportunity to start this evening. My name is Amber Doyle. I'll be on play-by-play for you.
My name is Adam DeJunker. I'll be providing the color commentary for tonight's matchup, and it should be a good one, folks. Last night, these two duked it out to 5 long, aggressive sets, but it was Saskatchewan who took the match 3-2 over the host Bisons, making things that much more complicated in the Canada West East Division standings as Saskatchewan advanced themselves to a 6-5 record. The Bisons fell to 5-6.
But wow, is it tight across that East Division.
It certainly is, Amber. It certainly is. We expect a lot of physicality from both sides here tonight as we see Saskatchewan and the University of Winnipeg all square up at the top. And the bottom is not so far from those top 2 slots. Both Brandon and Manitoba just 1 match win behind. So this is an integral match to shape the playoff picture that much better. Let's get going here inside IGAC.
It'll be Levi Olson with the pipe position. We saw a lot of offensive volume going his way last night, and he was a force to be reckoned with. Setter Jake Rapin to serve. Pass up by Graham. And Jansen bobbling off the Huskies block for a kill.
Yeah, you mentioned prior to the start of this match, Amber, that Zach Jansen in replace of Darian Koski, who started last night, but Zach Jansen and the setter Jack Mandrick have just such a great connection with one another offensively that he was a necessity to be on the floor, and Coach Ludwig obviously feels the same way, giving him the opportunity to start this one tonight.
And a heavy hand from Skylar Varga, but it'll go wide.
Yeah, we didn't see too many attack errors from Varga last night. He was fairly consistent, but his first attempt this evening goes wide. We expect him to get plenty of opportunities to correct that as the match progresses.
Pass up from Olson, going in the middle to Seidel, and who just whiffs on it as ball looks a little bit too high to make a nice connection.
Seidel did a fantastic job coming in late in the match last night. He brought so much energy to the floor that really sparked his Huskies squad. Ended up actually winning the match with an ace serve. So tough start for him, but we expect him to bring the heat sooner.
Another offensive error, that time off the hands of Dylan Mortensen. These Huskies really do play a high risk, high reward game. So they are going to have quite a few more errors. But when the connections work, they certainly work. The service error from Zach Jansen will hand the serve back over to Saskatchewan. Skylar Varga, the rookie, now back to serve. Pass from Schwartz. Carlton, an off-speed shot. Primrose will help him out. Mortensen making a nice adjustment, but it's dug by Mandrick. And Schwartz just trying to jump straight up to do something with it, but it's not the execution he was hoping for.
Yeah, difficult attempt there, as you mentioned. He has no approach with the location of that set right at the attack line, and there you'd like to see him just manage the ball. Put it in play, you're likely not going to score there anyway.
Nice pass right on the money off the hands of Kyle Martins that sets up Mandrick to put a really beautiful set into the hands of Brendan Warren.
Such a quick approach. You see Brendan Warren is in the air before Mandrick has even contacted that ball on the set. That is the kind of speed that really makes it difficult to block.
And a service ace from Owen Schwartz to follow it up. The Bisons doubling up the Husky score, now leading 6-3. Pass from Olsen. And that'll be a double contact. Mortensen trying to help out.
Saskatchewan is forced to take an early timeout here in this match. Coach Sean McKay wants to settle things down, and we did discuss off air prior to this match, Amber, that we were curious what kind of energy these two teams would bring, because as we've mentioned already, it was a physical 5-set match last night, and you're just never sure what the response is going to be after an exhausting game that we saw last night. And it does look like Saskatchewan is a little bit slow to start here. We've seen a couple attack errors from many different options on the Saskatchewan side. Perhaps they just need to settle down a little bit, get their legs under them, and just kind of get back into the groove and the intensity that they showed last night in their 5-set win.
Yeah, just 1 kill so far for Saskatchewan and 3 attack errors, but they will get a lot more opportunity to balance the scales. Opportunity there by Olsen. The Bison's able to recover. In the middle to Seidel, and he'll tag that corner.
There's the energy from Nathan Seidel that we were expecting. He makes a big play there, putting the ball away for his Huskies. And he tries to spark the boys with a big celebration.
Pass up from Martins. Bit shaky enough to send it over free. And a very traditional option for Mortensen. We saw him go to that quite a bit with the power tip. He just throws it right down onto the attack line. Probably scored 5, 6, maybe even 7 points with that option last night. Really nice back row option for Spencer Graham.
Yeah, the Bisons not typically known for their prolific back row pipe attack, but interesting to see Mandrick and Graham connect well early in this match. We'll see if perhaps that was a bit of a talking point for the Bisons after last night's match.
Carlton serve just bounces over. And Levi Olsen opting to go down the line, but sends it a hair wide. So just so much velocity coming off the hand of Levi Olsen. Carlton serve sails long. And that'll bring Dylan Mortensen to the line. Pass up by Martins. In the middle to Warren, off the block, and play continues. Bit tight to the net for Graham. You can see him trying to get around the block, and when it's that close, he doesn't have a ton of options.
The Bison backcourt, as we see Martins and Schwartz all over the place. They didn't quite recover in time to make a simple recovery that should have been possible off of that tip, but nonetheless, the Huskies now cutting the lead to just 2.
Mortensen sends his serve out the back. That'll bring Brendan Warren around. Pass out from Olsen, all the way back to Mortensen. And he just sails right into that attack.
That ball was right where Mortensen wanted it. Great release and a very athletic set, considering Rappin was on the run in the opposite direction, but he still drops a dime for his #1 attack option. Great play by Rappin.
So receive goes right back over for Varga. Off the block and out of bounds. That'll be 1 for Skylar Varga. See the Huskies really bouncing back and starting to tally up some kills. Now have 5. A service error, that time from Levi Olsen.
This Husky serve philosophy seems to be high risk, high reward, as we're going to see a lot more of this high-powered service from a few of the Huskies. Don't be surprised if they pick up some aces. Don't be surprised if you see a few misses mixed in there as well.
Magic serve bounces off the net tape, but Primrose keeps with it. The back row attack from Levi Olsen will earn them the points, and the Huskies are within 1.
Great run by the Huskies, and it's all set up by a nice controlled pass from Primrose, a little bit off the net, but still capable of running all 4 lanes. That's what you want to do to run a very, very solid offense, but that ball catches a low pressure system off the hand of Wanzura. That one's out by a couple meters.
Rookie Spencer Graham, now back to serve. Pass up from Varga, all the way back to Mortensen, tipping it. Schwartz picks it up, connecting in the middle to Jansen. Mortensen gets a hand on it. And a hand from Rappin will help him send it over, but it'll be Owen Schwartz on the right to finish it off.
Schwartz, not typically the Bison attacker who's going to get the most volume for Manitoba's side, but when he gets his opportunities, he's pretty consistent, and that there is just a well-located ball on a one-on-one attack. Good swing from Schwartz.
Nice peel off the net for Seidel to just tip it over, and a beautiful up from Martins. Out to Varga. He sends another one out the sideline. He really favors that cross-court shot. And he's had a couple errors on it tonight, and he definitely had a couple last night as well. We don't see a ton of variety in his offense just yet, but he is a really young player with a very promising abundance of talent. Mortensen had some hang time.
Absolutely, comes flying in from the back row. They move, typically he'll be hitting out of the C-ball position, but he's involved in the serve receive for this rotation, so they elect to just leave him in the middle of the court, and he was wide open up the pipe.
Pass up from Graham in the middle to Jansen. Mortensen with another chance, and he's really getting fired up on offense.
Looks like the libero Primrose has to talk to his middle there, Seidel. Hey, you're a little hyped up, man. Don't push me so hard. And they had a little bit of conversation there, and they laugh it off into this next point.
Really sharp shot from Carleton, scooped up by Varga. Play continues. Out to Carleton one more time, and that'll tag the end line.
First kill of the evening there for Ben Carleton. A little bit of an unorthodox one. Perhaps not the top spin attack he was looking for, but nonetheless it catches the Huskies by surprise as well. Bison's up 3 here, 15-12 in our first set of the night.
Pass up by Olsen outside to Mortensen, and he ramps his arm around to somehow get that over.
Coach Ludwig a little unhappy with the effort there. Nobody really chasing that ball down, even though it was kept alive there by Brendan Warren. And those are crucial points. You don't want to give it up on a lack of effort.
Carleton trying to chase that one down. Martins wasn't happy with that pass. But there's just so much power off the hand of Skylar Varga.
Absolutely. With such a powerful serve, you have to be decisive. Whether you're taking it or not, that decision, you have a split second to make it. And unfortunately, Martins kind of second-guessed himself, and that is the result. He gets handcuffed on serve receive.
Varga will send it long, and that will take the Bisons to 16 and into our technical timeout.
Similar action to what we saw last night, Amber. A lot of physical play from the service line and the attack from both sides. However, the execution level has not been quite as high yet on the Saturday compared to last night's match. We do expect both sides to become a little bit cleaner and kind of get their feet under them here as this match progresses, but so far it's been a little bit of an error-riddled set. But I'm sure these coaches, they know their personnel, they know what it takes to be successful. They're going to address that in this technical timeout here early in the match.
Yeah, it's nice to see Mortensen coming to life tonight. They did have a few errors to kick off this first set, 5 as a team, and a couple of them coming off of his hand. Last night it was really a lot of volume going toward Levi Olson, and it seems to flip the script a little bit as Mortensen is the one who's getting fired up.
It's always interesting to see these progressions through the weekend, Amber. These teams met last night. These coaches are high-level analysts. They are able to pick apart what happened the night before and plan and bring sometimes a completely different look on the second match. And it seems like we're getting a little bit of taste of that here, especially from McKay and his Huskies side, facilitating their offense through the backcourt pipe and through Mortensen more than we saw last night.
Serve there from Schwartz in the middle, and what a connection. I am amazed that Martins got any sort of touch on that.
Yeah, we'll get a nice look at it here. He just gets his foot staying alive, but Nathan Seidel is a dangerous man to allow getting a kill because he sparks his entire team anytime he scores a point.
Pass up from Carleton. Outside, back to Carleton, right down the line, and I think it was out of bounds.
Looked like there was a touch on the block. We're going to get a nice replay here and get an analysis of our own.
Looks like Mortensen might have had some fingertips on it.
It does appear that the head official has corrected his call. There was a touch. Point will go to the Bisons. Good heavy ball off the arm of Carleton.
Off speed, top spin serve, back to Mortensen. Mortensen seems like he can just do no wrong.
Oh, he looks comfortable. He looks on time. That is when he can be so dangerous. We see this approach. It's fluid. That ball is out in front of him. And being such a dynamic physical attacker, when he's in the right spot, he's got just about every shot in his repertoire.
The serve will go into the center of the net. Bisons still have a narrow lead here, up 2. Coach Ludwig is going to make a substitution here as Matt Campbell checks in for Brendan Warren. Campbell did come in a couple times last night as well as a service substitution. Very consistent from the line. And that just lasers over the net. But a very beautiful execution from Levi Olson right down the line.
A high volleyball IQ shot. As we see, it's an inside set, but he's able to chop it back down the line. That block has clearly moved inside to adjust where the set is, and there's hardly ever a defender that deep down the line. Great shot from Olson.
Pass up from Ben Carleton right in the pocket, back to him, tipping it over Primrose deep, but able to scoop it up. Varga with a left-handed shot to score.
And he's going to wind it up for his Huskies side. Unorthodox, of course, but you got to do what you got to do, and that was the only option he had. Making something out of nothing. Good play from the rookie, getting his team all square here. as we get into the late portion of this first set.
Pass from Martins goes right back over to Schwartz. Now to Graham as he tips it. On top of the net, is popped over by Rappin, scooped up by Schwartz. Now back to Carleton, and it bounces off the net and out of bounds. No touches from the Huskies. It's interesting to see just how close the score is, but it seems like the Huskies are feeling energized and moving forward, and the Bisons just feel kind of defeated.
They do, Amber, and it seems like they have made an adjustment from last night. Ben Carleton is playing defense in position 1, and typically your left side attacker will play out of 6. Carleton and Schwartz have made that adjustment from last night. Perhaps they want to have a bit more of a physical C-ball presence where we're seeing Carleton in that lane. However, he hasn't had that connection down quite yet tonight. So maybe they're just settling into this kind of new game plan that Coach Ludwig has put together for them tonight. And again, this just goes back to our previous conversation about how every night teams will make adjustments, and sometimes they work and you see the intent there, and sometimes it takes a little bit of adjusting and settling in. And that, I believe, is a bit of the growing pains the Bisons are going through, especially in this rotation where Carleton and Schwartz are both in the back row. The Bisons just need a side out. It's a heavy serve coming off the hand of Levi Olson. You don't need to be perfect on such a heavy swing. Just get it up in the air and allow Mandrick to work his magic.
Pass up from Schwartz, that'll do in the middle to Jansen, scooped up by Mortensen. Varga, dug by Martins. But it's just way out of play for Mandrick to be able to pull it back in. Martins has had a bit of a shaky start here this evening. He's usually just so consistent, but defense is just so challenging when the attack is so aggressive, and serve receive is so challenging when the serves are so aggressive. Just doesn't seem on his top-notch game tonight. Mandrick now back to serve. Pass up from Primrose. Mortensen setting it really deep. And it'll be Grant powering through the block. That's some really nice backpedaling from Martins to be able to get it. It was a nice choice from Mortensen to try and find that corner.
Tough swing here from Spencer Graham. The ball was very tight, but he just elects to give it his best shot, swinging high, and it just squeaks through the block of the Huskies. And it's a race to 5 now, folks. Do we expect anything but a tight set here?
Pass up from Varga, right back to him, and off the block and into the deep court. That's the kind of play that the Bisons need to ignite some energy on their side.
That is the typical Manitoba Bisons philosophy there. They're solid and disciplined on the block, and they typically earn so many points through their block. We haven't seen many tonight yet, but that could be the first of what I expect will be quite a few more as this match continues.
Serve receive goes right back over to tee up Jansen. Not the prettiest party ball, but hey, it scores.
And it's going to put the Huskies in trouble as they need to take their second and final time out of this first set, Amber. I would agree with you there. Not your ideal over bump swing. Perhaps that catches him on the elbow, but nonetheless, it's impossible to predict the ball coming over like that, and Varga caught off guard just as we were here in the booth. Manitoba Bisons, they will be the hosts of this year's men's volleyball U Sports National Championships in the last weekend of March. As of right now, they are the only team that knows they will be competing at those national championships. So as important as this Canada West playoff is, their season will end that last week of March. So they are a team that's just going to continue to build, continue to try and grow and develop in anticipation of those national championships, seeing if they can compete to try and put up a banner in their home gym.
Mandrick with the serve. Pass up from Varga. Going back to Mortensen, and he'll go down the line. but it'll be out of bounds. Martin's a little bit lucky just to get out of the way.
Yeah, Kyle Martins, he is a fourth-year player on this team. He is a physical education student. We see a little bit of that phys ed background there as he just kind of leaps and then dodges the ball to earn that point or have the point gifted to them from the air.
Mandrick's serve will go long. We'll have a service substitution on the Huskies side of the court. Number 9, Jeffrey Erickson will check in for Luke Wanzura. We did see the substitution, I believe, twice last night. Unfortunately, Erickson did miss both of those opportunities, but this one he makes good. Out to Schwartz, and he'll fire it long.
Schwartz looks just a little bit early on that approach. The set from Mandrick was a good one. He just has to go so far, sideline to sideline, as a left side attacker. You just got to be patient there.
It's a good lay from Spencer Graham as that sails just a hair long, but was definitely a questionable option.
You can see Jeffrey Erickson shaking his head as he comes off. He knows that's a crucial mistake, but he also knows that didn't miss by much. A little disappointed in himself there, but onwards and upwards for the Huskies.
Nice pass from Varga, and it'll be Levi Olsen getting a toe over the attack line. So that'll hand the first set over to the Bisons, 25-22. You just see the sneaker a little bit too far forward.
A great battle between these two teams. It did end up just being a few too many errors from the Huskies side as the Bisons were able to weather the storm and keep up with the intensity, eventually closing that one out 25-22, but I expect a great response and perhaps a little bit cleaner set from the Huskies in the upcoming second set.
Yeah, the Huskies handed the Bisons 15 points on errors alone, with 8 coming from the attack line and 7 coming from the service line. That's a lot of points to just give to the other team. We'll see if they have an answer for it and can clean it up a bit in the second set. We're going to take a break. Keep with us on Canada West TV, presented by Co-op.
What would you call a new crispy chicken sandwich made by Subway sandwich experts? With seasoned chicken breast, a crispy golden brown coating that's freshly prepared just for you? We call it the complete package. Subway, eat fresh.
Hey, what's up? It's Ricky Forbes here. Today we're heading out to the mountain snowmobiling, but first we're at the co-op, grab some gas, grab some oil, and we're gonna get to it.
I think it's definitely important to take care of your mental health as much as we do our physical health, seeing as we need to take direct care of our bodies if we want to perform on every weekend. And a lot of that performance is mental as well as just physical. So we need to be able to take a well-rounded approach in taking care of ourselves.
It's really important to create an environment that supports communication, because at times if people are facing really stressful situations and stuff as student athletes, I think it's important to talk about it and let other people know so that they can receive the assistance that they need.
Of course, stress and anxiety will always come, but to make sure that we deal with that and try to help ourselves mentally as much as we can.
Everyone's journey with mental health is going to
All right, Canada West fans, welcome back. We are just getting settled here, about to start the second set. Bisons took the first 25-23, but the Huskies certainly helped them along with that victory, handing them 15 points and unforced errors. Out to Carleton, pass up to Primrose, back to Mortensen, and he is getting involved early on and with authority.
Yeah, good set there from Rappin, but the block of Carleton just seems to drift a little bit too far past this ball, giving every cross-court angle wide open to Mortensen, and he's not an attacker. You can allow that.
Rappin now with the serve. Pass up from Graham. Really nice high reach from Zach Jansen to be able to throw that to the corner.
He's such a dynamic middle attacker. He can really adjust his body mid-air and hit these funky angles, and we see him kind of just snap his arm away from the direction his body is drifting. It's an athletic play and a great spot to place that ball.
Yeah, and at 6'3", he is a little bit undersized. Follows that up with an ace. Yeah, he is quite undersized for Canada West volleyball, often going up at the net with middles who are 6'5", 6'6" across from him. So he needs to be pretty creative with his placement, and it's definitely a skill he's built a lot over his time at the Bisons. Nathan Seidel. Another big celebration.
Again, a dangerous man to let get a kill, because the rest of the team just seems to elevate their play when they see him turn it around just screaming.
Varga's serve goes long. Owen Schwartz at the end line. Pass up from Varga. In the middle to Seidel, but that one misses by a hair.
Yeah, good run from the Husky squad there. Just a little bit of a misconnection on the attack from Seidel, as not for a lack of trying, the Bison block and defender both missing that touch, but for the benefit of their side. Point goes to the Manitoba Bisons.
Pass up from Primrose, back to Mortensen with another shot, but denied. Brendan Warren, ladies and gentlemen.
Much better block from the Bison side, as we'll get a great replay. Again, that ball's left inside by Rappin, but this time Carleton, with the help of Warren, set up in the right spot, and Mortensen just has nowhere to go with that angle.
Schwartz now to serve. Pass up from Olsen, pretty tight to the net. I'm surprised the Bisons didn't get called on an over violation.
I believe the Bisons themselves were surprised that they weren't called for an over the net violation, because all the defenders seemed to stop playing. That's a simple free ball that took the defenders by surprise.
And you saw in the replay there, Brendan Warren getting a little bit in Rappin's way. Seidel with the serve. Pass up by Martins in the middle to Warren, and he throws down.
Brendan Warren taking a page out of Dylan Mortensen's playbook there, as we don't typically see the power tip from the Bison side, never mind the middles. But once again, you gotta get creative in order to challenge and surprise defenses, and that itself was quite a good shot.
Ben Carleton out the back. That'll bring around Mortensen. Off-speed serve from him in the middle to Warren. He tries to do the same, and it'll work.
Another power tip off the hands of number 11, Brendan Warren. It's a good play. Looks really, really quick off his hands. It's difficult for defenses to react front court or back court, as he's now picked up back-to-back kills, and the ball is in his hand at the service line.
Pass up that time by Varga outside to Olsen. He'll go off the triple block and out of bounds.
Good swing from Olsen there, as the triple block of the Bisons really neutralizes any cross-court opportunity, so he'll utilize the line making do off of the outside hand of the setter, Mandrick.
Official just adjusting the antenna, making sure it's in the right spot.
It did take quite a heavy blow off of that attack from Olsen, so good due diligence done by the down official, making sure that things are all square and tidy for these teams to play properly.
Olsen now serving for the Huskies. And a laser of a serve it is, going outside to Graham, but a block now for Luke Wanzura.
Fantastic read block from Luke Wanzura, as we're going to see him travel a mile to get to this ball. He sticks with his responsibility of Zach Jansen, but he's still able to close out and pick up the block. Nice play from the middle.
That'll be Olsen's third service error, bringing Jack Mandrick to the line. Pass from Primrose is no good. Service ace for Mandrick.
Jack Mandrick putting a bit of a sidewinder on that ball. We saw him kind of snap that ball, just traveling kind of crooked into the seam. It's a difficult ball to corral, and we will see Saskatchewan now bump Levi Olsen out of this serve receive to try and bring Mortensen in to control that little bit of a whip from Mandrick.
Pass from Primrose in the middle to 1-0. One arm for Spencer Graham down the line for Schwartz, is scooped up by Primrose. Now back for Mortensen, and another back row kill from Dylan Mortensen.
Good ball management from Schwartz. However, the libero is the last player you want to put that easy roll shot on, because A, that player is going to have the best ball control on the floor, and B, they don't have an attack responsibility. So you just open up all the options. You want to see him maybe spray that ball over to position one.
It's a really nice angle from Zach Jansen. Another creative placement, working around the block. It'll be Spencer Graham to serve. Serve is good. Pass out from Primrose, really tight to the net. Rappin lucky, he's in the front row and able to throw it down.
Nice high reach from Rappin there. He has the advantage. He can go up with one arm, get that extra bit of extension, whereas Carlton goes up with two, and he's up and over.
Rappin with the serve in the middle to Jansen, trying to find that sharp angle again, but a little too wide this time.
Yeah, it looks like he's just trying to do more and more with his body up there, but he's been earning kills, just kind of keeping it at the same angle. A little bit too ambitious on that shot from Jansen.
Pass from Carlton, right back to him, and he snaps it down the line, but a little bit wide. Nope. Looks like we got some fingers. We'll get another look here on the instant replay. Perhaps maybe whiffed on the right hand of Mortensen. Serve from Jansen. Out of system ball, and a couple Huskies caught looking.
Good serve from Jansen. That one just handcuffed Olsen, unable to get the ball with any kind of height for his setter, and that's difficult as we see Rappin coming in from position one. He needs much more time to get under that ball, and as a result, Olsen will once again be bumped out of the serve receive for Saskatchewan.
Pass out from Varga outside to Mortensen, and he will sail that long. Didn't sound quite right coming off of his hand.
No, as an attacker, you don't typically want backspin on your swings, and that's what that one had there off the hand of Mortensen. And Coach Sean McKay, just in his third year, he's going to take his first time out for his Saskatchewan side and settle things down, as the Bisons have now extended their lead to 4 points here in the second set. They do also lead this match 1-0. I like Coach McKay's approach to his timeouts here, Amber. He typically lets the players facilitate the discussion, and sometimes as a player on the floor, you know better than anyone what's going on, what the emotion is, what kind of just the flow of the game. And if you have that kind of trust in your athletes to go in and allow them to kind of have those preliminary discussions, I think that's a really positive sign. And it also shows that he has a lot of trust in his players, and there's nothing that can build momentum or confidence, which is so important as a player, than when your coach has that trust in you. So I like that timeout. We'll see if they can respond from it and try and side out this tough float serve that Zach Jansen has been putting on them for a few in a row now.
Zach Jansen with the serve, just trying to communicate to get the music turned down while he serves. Pass up from Primrose, back to Varga, an inside shot, bobbling off the block, but the Bison is able to corral it. Into the middle to Seidel, and that went off and out of bounds, but just barely.
That impressive blocking sequence from the Bisons as they pick up that inside ball from Varga on the right. And Warren almost picks up that 51 from Seidel, but Seidel does get the best of him, and the side out that the Huskies desperately needed there.
Another service error off the hand of Skylar Varga.
Just seems like the Bisons continue to go 2 to the Huskies 1 here in the last few points. We'll see if Owen Schwartz can continue that trend, trying to steal one on defense for the Bison side.
Pass from Primrose. Tees it up for Jack Madrid.
Great serve from Schwartz, applying all sorts of pressure and gifting his setter this overbump.
Yeah, it looked like he might have been a little bit eager. Not sure if it fully crossed the plane of the net for him. Either way, point in favor of the Bisons. And then Owen Schwartz following it up with an ace, and the Bisons will be the first to 16, taking us into the technical timeout. Nice little run of points here for U of M.
It certainly is, and it's the Saskatchewan serve receive that has been struggling, Amber, and they are a team that relies heavily on such an aggressive offense, but when you're forced into broken play situations off of serve receive, it really makes it difficult to be as aggressive as they need to be to earn points. So that's a bit of a tandem. Kudos goes to the Bison servers for applying that pressure, but the Huskies definitely need to buckle down and try and sort out their passing woes if they're going to try and narrow this 6-point deficit midway through the second set.
Yeah, they've had 4 reception errors in the second set alone. That is too many, and it's not as though the Bisons are traditionally known as a super aggressively serving team. That would be more on the Huskies side of the court, but the serve receive just has not been going the Huskies' way. We are going to have a new face come onto the court for the Huskies. It'll be number 17, Emmett Graham. He'll come in for Levi Olson, who is one of the ones who has been struggling on serve receive. So we'll see if Emmett Graham can make a difference. Serve from Schwartz, pass up from Graham very nicely. Mortensen just reacting for it to go back over. Schwartz firing it deep, but is scooped up by Rapid, so Primrose will help him out. Now Mortensen with another chance. Back to Mortensen, trying to cut it down the line, but Martins is there ready to go. Tipping it over, it'll be Carlton to finish it off.
Great blocking sequence from the Bisons, and all the credit goes to Brendan Warren as he was all over the floor, consistently shutting down that right side attack from Mortensen. Additionally, he really baits Seidel in by calling for that ball in transition, which opens up Carlton for a free tip to the floor. Great sequence there from Brendan Warren.
Right on the end line, splitting that Huskies seam. Another ace for Schwartz.
Emmett Graham, just in his first year, perhaps doesn't have the best relationship on the floor with a player like Matthew Primrose. That one just, both players caught watching.
A service error from Schwartz will hand it back to the Huskies. That'll bring Nathan Seidel to the line. Pass by Martins. Back to Graham. And over to the attack, or pardon me, the antenna. Handing one to the Bisons.
Bisons with a comfortable 8-point lead here. The Saskatchewan side looking a little lifeless. We'll see if Carleton can continue to extend this lead with a bomber at the service line.
He does not, as that goes long. We're going to have a double sub situation from Coach McKay. Checking in for Dylan Mortensen. It'll be number 10, Mark Armstrong. He'll be coming into set. And number 18, Nicholas Barker, will come in for Rapid, and he will play the right side position. Trying to keep as many attack options available in the front row as possible. Service error from Armstrong. Not the way you want to start that off.
Maybe not the toss he was looking for. That one just looked a little bit low out in front of him. It's tough to go and challenge that ball, and it appears that Coach Sean McKay is just going to roll some of these bench players, maybe give his starters a bit of a rest, as they're going to hope that it certainly looks like if they want to be back in this game, they're going to have to push it to 5 sets. So rest those legs, fellas.
Yeah, that was Quinn Buchanan coming in. Barker with a roll shot, scooped up by Carleton in the middle. And Zach Jansen, that shot he loves so much, has been so effective. I want to say that is the third, if not fourth time he has scored with that opportunity.
It is, and kudos goes to Ben Carleton picking up that ball and not just getting it up in the air, but putting it right on the center of Mandrick's head, allowing him to run that middle.
Pass up from Primrose. Outside to Barker. Off the block play continues. Barker with another chance. All the way back to Carleton, and that will power through the block for another kill. Bison extending their lead now to 10.
You can see how comfortable they are, and it's easy to play comfortable with such a lead, and Coach McKay forced to take the second and final timeout for the Saskatchewan side. But going back to the Bisons and how comfortable they look out here, obviously with a 10-point lead, you can take a little bit of risk, and that was a very risky set there from Jack Mandrick. He was traveling in the opposite direction and decides to sling it all the way back to that C ball. Very, very impressive athletic set, but those are the kind of plays you can roll the dice on when you lead by 10.
Absolutely, I was fully expecting him to take the easier option and tee it up for his left side option, but of course the block is thinking the exact same thing as I was up here in the booth, so to throw it all the way back to Carleton is definitely an effective opportunity. Seems as though that adjustment to have Carleton playing out of that C-ball position was a smart choice indeed.
I would agree with that. Absolutely. He seems to be getting a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more involved with that back row C-ball attack. And that's going to be important as they continue to find success here on night 2.
Back row opportunity from Varga will go into the net. Laser of a float serve from Warren, but a nice connection from Buchanan there as that just tags the corner.
Great swing from Buchanan, as it's a less than perfect set, but it's the best that Armstrong could do, but Buchanan making the most of it. Great location to swing on a ball from the middle.
Graham with the serve. Pass from the other Graham is saved by Jansen and sent over by the other Graham. And Varga powering through that block for a kill.
That's an impressive spike serve off the hand of Emmett Graham. The lefty just climbs that ladder and rips on it. We'll see if this kind of aggression can build a bit of momentum for the Saskatchewan side.
Pass up by Spencer Graham. Carleton, not the set he wanted. Too tight for Vargas, he'll tip it over. Good opportunity here for Spencer Graham. And that'll go straight down the line. Armstrong unable to corral it. Bisons with a possible set point. Bullet from Mandrick, passed up by Primrose, outside to Varga, off speed. Martin's in good position. Zach Jansen, looks like that fell straight down in front of the hands of Buchanan. So Zach Jansen will be the one to finish it off for the Bisons as they now go up 2-0.
It's only fitting that Zach Jansen finishes that set off with a kill, as he had 5 or 6 kills through that set. He had a few aces, a fantastic service run that really gave the Bisons that comfortable lead that they were able to play with for the bulk of that set. And the Bisons looking very comfortable now. We'll see what the Huskies can do coming into this do or die third set for them. Their starting unit did get a little bit of rest there in the second half of the second set. We'll see if they can come out rejuvenated, maybe some fresh legs and a fresh mindset, as they're going to need something big.
Yeah, I think they might have to key in a little bit more on Zach Jansen. He is actually the kill leader right now for the Bisons and is hitting very efficiently at 50%. So he's been very effective out of the middle. Perhaps that'll be an adjustment for the Huskies to make heading into the third. We'll see you there. Keep with us on Canada West TV, presented by Co-op.
Health as much as we do our physical health, seeing as we need to take direct care of our bodies if we want to perform on every weekend, and a lot of that performance is mental as well as just physical, so we need to be able to take a well-rounded approach in taking care of ourselves.
It's really important to create an environment that supports communication, because at times if people are facing really stressful situations and stuff as student athletes, I think it's important to talk about it and let other people know so that they can receive the assistance that they need.
Of course, stress and anxiety will always come, but to make sure that we deal with that and try to help ourselves mentally as much as we can.
Everyone's journey with mental health is going to be different. Just know that people are there for you. More people are willing to listen than I think we know. So if we are just patient with people and let people come around to mental health in their own way, then that's the best way we can deal with it.
Thank you for supporting the Bison.
Okay, we are just about to get started into this third set. Bison's up 2-0. Looking pretty comfortable after that second set. And we do have a few personnel changes on the Huskies side of the court. Nicholas Barker will stay on the floor. He came in a double sub situation in the second set. Looks like he'll have the opportunity to start the third.
Yeah, they've moved Mortensen to the left side. Not typically his position, but he's more than capable of playing, and with some physicality that clearly Nicholas Barker can bring to the floor. Maybe that's the switch they needed. That is a big cross-court ball from the rookie.
Nathan Seidel now back to serve. Pass from Carlton, pretty tight, but feeds it back to him nicely, and a cross-court shot going tit for tat here.
Yeah, fantastic swing of his own, and nothing better than a give and go. You see him pass, he gets outside, and Jack Mandrick rewards him with a set his way for putting that ball right on his forehead. Great sequence there from the Bisons.
Jansen will now serve for the Bisons. Pass up from Varga out to Mortensen. Pretty uncontested opportunity there.
Yeah, Mortensen made that one look easy, just casually drifting into this one and punching it down cross court.
Yeah, you can see Warren second guessing his choice there and bringing his arms back down, just leaving it wide open for Mortensen to rip on. Barker now at the serve. Pass from Carlton in the middle to Warren. Carlton's reaction, it keeps it in play. Back to Varga, reaching for it, but can't quite get enough of a grasp.
Now Varga was coming in with speed out of the backcourt. We see this big approach. He's coming in from the end line. Unfortunately, Rappin just needs to give him a little bit more lead on that set for him to drift into and punish, but the point will go to the Bisons for that error.
In the middle to Buchanan, that bounces high off hands deep into the Bisons' backcourt.
Quality touch at the net there from the Bisons. Unfortunate that the defense couldn't pick that one up, but that's what happens with the quick attack out of the middle. The defense doesn't have enough time to react and set themselves up accordingly.
Mortensen now with the serve. Look at that, some side spin on it as it sails long. Ben Carlton at the line, tied up at threes here early in the third. Carlton's serve goes into the net. Buchanan now at the line. Pass up from Graham, right back to him. Off hands and out of bounds. Didn't have a lot of room to play on that one.
No, but Spencer Graham all night has been making do with these opportunities. It's a bit of a tighter set again, but he just is reaching high, challenging the hands of the block, and he's been rewarded more often than not tonight with that kind of aggression.
Good serve from Warren in the middle to Seidel. Very uncontested run for him. Get another look here. Jansen trying to contest him on his own. Just leaves a lot of open opportunity. All the way back to Carlton. That C ball has been quite effective for Ben Carlton.
He definitely has, and we were not critical, but we were aware that it was a bit of a slower start from him out of that C-ball attack, but he has certainly picked things up since that we made those comments early in this match, and he continues to produce from the backcourt, which is a huge, huge bonus for the Bison offense.
Nice pass there by Mortensen. Another give and go opportunity as he comes right out of that pipe position.
I was waiting for them to get Mortensen involved. With him now being flipped to the left side, they don't have to juggle where he's playing defense in the backcourt. He can always be the pipe option, and we've seen last night and tonight that he is a threat out of the backcourt. So I expect more of that coming once he gets back around to the back row. Until then, it's a serve error from Varga. All square here early in this third set, 6 apiece.
Graham's serve is good. Pass from Varga. All the way outside Mortensen. Way high on top of it. Just tips it nicely on the attack line.
Yeah, Mortensen is just too high up on that attack. There's just no challenge from the block. Tight set, but he still is able to climb the ladder.
Seidel with the serve. Pass by Graham outside to Carlton. Wails on it down the line, and a nice save by Barker to peel that back into play. Graham, not a lot of room to play on that one, but able to get it over. And then with the dig, out to Carleton, now tipping it. Rappin able to get a little bit of height on it, but not enough.
Excellent choice from Carleton to just tip this ball over. That was a sequence from both sides, just ripping on every attack opportunity they had. When an extended rally goes on like that, throwing a changeup like a tip can really catch a defense by surprise, and we see that result there with the kill from Carleton.
Jansen now with the serve. Going back to Barker. Right on top of the net. Mortensen wins that one with one hand. Back to Carleton, and he just rips right into the center court.
Fantastic play from the Bisons, and nothing will get the squad going quite like a middle getting involved in the offense. And look at the hands from Zach Jansen, flicking it back and serving it up on a platter for the bomber of Carleton to put away.
And Carleton seems like he's really finding his mojo. Zach Jansen will serve that one into the center of the net. But yeah, Carleton 9 kills with only 1 error on 16 attempts, so a lot of volume going his way, and he's making good. Barker with the serve. Maybe service ace off his hand.
Great serve there from the first year. We saw his first attempt of this third set was a little shaky, maybe kind of off his forearm, but he seemed to really slow this approach and toss down, and he's rewarded with a great contact and an ace. We'll see if he can repeat here.
Be a service error, tied up at 9s now. I feel like it's around this point in the first 2 sets where one team kind of pulled away. It seems to have been the Bisons tonight. Out to Mortensen, reaching high. Nice reaction there from Varga. Off the block, play continues once again. Back to Mortensen with a back set. All the way out to Carleton with little to no approach, and Varga with another one-handed up. Very scrambly defense. Quality opportunity here for Carleton. And Varga, my goodness, he is covering a lot of real estate, but Ben Carleton to shut it down.
Bravo to both sides. It was the defense of Varga. He was relentless in keeping that ball alive, but it is the Bison block that gets the last laugh. They had shut down Mortensen 4 times in a row, and it took that last try with the close of the triple block from Carleton. Great sequence by both teams.
Pass up from Primrose. Back to Barker to wail on it, but it will go about a foot long. Be Schwartz to serve. Pass from Mortensen in the middle to Buchanan, and another block. That time from Brendan Ward. We haven't really seen a ton of blocking, period, until the last few points.
That is going to cause the Huskies to take their first time out of this third set as just a 3-point lead from the Bisons. However, those 3 points that have given them the lead have been big momentum points. Winning that extended rally and then closing down or shutting down the middle attack from the Saskatchewan side. Those are plays that can really motivate and create a lot of positive energy on the Manitoba side. So Coach McKay is more than aware of that. He's going to take a timeout early here and just try and squash that momentum and that energy that the Manitoba Bisons are building right now. It's a bit of a tricky rotation here for the Huskies, Amber. They do have Jacob Rappin in the front row, so that leaves them with just the 2 front row attack options, and Mortensen has had a lot of attention his way, almost always a solid 2-player block in front of him. So I would think if they get a pass here, look out for Varga coming out of that pipe to try and throw a little bit of a different look at the Bisons.
Pass up from Varga in the middle to Buchanan. And that's a effective run as well.
That sure is, and maybe not the backcourt middle, but it's the front row middle. Buchanan just burying this ball. But of course, kudos goes to Varga for serving that ball right on a platter for his setter and giving him the opportunity to run that middle.
Mortensen now in the back. They'll probably look to him as a back row option. However, he will give the Bisons a point first as he has a toe over that end line. Get another look here as he gets a little too comfy with the court. Carleton will serve now for the Bisons. They're holding on to a narrow 3-point lead here. Varga will serve it right back over. A little bit awkward. And Brendan Warren stays disciplined.
That is Brendan Warren doing what Brendan Warren does best, and it is just lock anyone and everyone up at the net. Great vision from number 11 on the Bison side to just reject anything coming his way.
Yeah, it's a tough one for Buchanan to be able to see what is across the court from him. The service ace off the hand of Carleton that time. An off-speed serve from Carleton back to Barker. That'll catch Kyle Martins on its way out of bounds.
That's the wrinkle in the Huskies offense that they need to iron out with this C ball, and Barker seems more than capable to score from that position. Maybe just not a lot of familiarity from Rappin, so we'll see if maybe they can implement that a little bit more in their offense to try and come back here.
Back to Carleton, and that wasn't the touch he wanted on it as it flubs long. See him trying to peel it back to tag that corner, but not quite the right connection with his hand. Pass up by Martins. And Jack Mandrick making a very intelligent choice.
What a sneaky little play from Mandrick. We're going to get another look at it here, folks. But he disguises this well. He's up with two hands, and at the last second, he just torques that ball down into the floor. We haven't seen that from him yet tonight, and what a great time to implement something tricky like that. Propelling the Bisons into this third set technical timeout, leading 16-12. They also lead this match 2-0. So the Saskatchewan Huskies are going to have to find a response in the last third of this set if they want to continue to play ball here on this Saturday night.
Yeah, Manitoba just operating at a higher level of execution and keeping their play clean. Manitoba with a 36% hitting efficiency to Saskatchewan's just 18. That is a pretty solid difference, and also the blocking has made a difference in this set. Brendan Warren has been a force to be reckoned with at the net.
Yeah, it has been the Manitoba block that has been causing all sorts of problems for the Huskies. It'll be interesting to see what options they can come up with. Again, I think the pipe attack for Saskatchewan needs to be where they look for answers in order to come back in this set. We'll see if they make that decision and try and get involved here from the backcourt.
Jensen helping out again, and Graham tagging that far sideline. Jensen picking up a couple nice little assists tonight.
He seems confident. He's not afraid to call his setter or libero off and just get in there and play the ball. And you know what? If you're ready to do it and you're comfortable and confident, good things will happen.
Warren with the serve. Pass up from Mortensen outside to Varga, and he cuts it quite sharp to tag the attack line. It's nice to see him switching up his shots a bit. Rappin with the serve now. Pass up from Schwartz in the middle to Jansen. Rappin gets a hand on it, but not enough. That'll be another kill for Zach Jansen.
Yeah, good touch on the block. Unfortunately, Jacob Rappin unable to get there with his right hand. The left hand just swats that one even further away from the court. And that's going to be a point. Bison's now extending their lead back to 5.
Mandrick will be the one to serve. That'll go a couple feet long. And it'll bring around Skylar Varga. Pass up from Graham in the middle to Jansen, and another kill for Zach Jansen. That'll be his 8th of the evening.
And he's incredibly efficient on those 8 kills. He's going to be nearing 60% hitting efficiency, just virtually unstoppable. And if I'm the Huskies, it's just frustration because he just doesn't seem to be slowing down.
A service error from Spencer Graham, bringing around Nathan Seidel. Service good, pass up from Graham outside to Carlton. They peeled him just inside, so he had an open spot.
It was a great read by the Huskies block. They identify it, they come inside. It's just a heads-up play from Carlton, recognizing that and finding the open floor.
Jansen now to serve the Bisons. Past the 20-point mark. Pass from Varga. Puts Rappin on the run a bit. Barker peeling inside. Owen Schwartz gets one hand on it. Mortensen with an opportunity here with a solo block. Schwartz getting a touch, slowing it down a bit, but just not a nice angle for the Bisons to pick it up. Barker now to serve for the Huskies. It's a long way to go for that. I thought for sure that Barker was going to miss his serve because he had a long way to go to reach that toss. But he somehow floated right into it. Really aggressive serve. Over bump from the Bisons. Nicely teed up the Huskies to get the party ball. It's a nicer serve for Barker. All the way back to Schwartz. Nice play by Rappin. And what a transition for the Bisons. Barker will put it into the center of the net. A well-earned point for Manitoba.
What a wild play. Well done by both sides, not giving up on the ball. Unfortunate we had to end that rally with an error, but you have to appreciate the aggression of Barker. His team is down. You need to earn points. You're not going to have them given to you when we see how scrappy each side is fighting for every point.
A short serve from Schwartz. Mortensen. You see, like, they're kind of doubling up there to throw off the block, and it works.
Mortensen has been very efficient in this third set. It just doesn't seem like he's had enough volume able to go his way in system to get him, or get his Huskies, I should say, quite back in this match. We'll see if he can do it from the service line.
Pass from Spencer Graham is good out to Carlton. And a textbook side out from the Bisons.
What a beautiful set from Jack Mandrick. It's not a great pass. He's pushed back, but he just puts this right where you need it. And when your number one attacker in Carlton gets a ball right in his zone, you know he's going to put that one away. Carlton
now to serve. Pass up from Primrose. Connecting with Buchanan. Buchanan running the lane behind Rappin as he's pulled a little bit further.
Great pass again. This time it's from the Husky side. And they're doing everything they need to do to stay in this one. They just need to defend and steal a few points. We'll see if Buchanan can help them out. And he can. He picks up an ace, handcuffing the libero Martins there. That is a big steal that the Huskies need, but they're going to have to multiply it as they still trail by 2.
Coach Ludwig will use his first timeout of this third set as the Huskies are edging a little bit closer. The Bisons 22 trailing by only 2 points.
I definitely like this timeout by Coach Ludwig. He's just going to settle his team down. There is zero pressure for the Bisons, and he wants to make sure that his players understand that. They lead 2-0. They lead late in this third set. There really is no panic or no urgency. They just need to stay consistent and do what they've been doing so well, which is pass the ball and allow the setter Mandrick to run his options. The attackers have been incredibly efficient, and the Mandrick has been locating the ball brilliantly tonight. So really the only thing that should hurt the Bisons here would be another ace. However, Buchanan, he's a solid float server. He just picked an ace up before this timeout. We'll see what comes of it late in this third set.
And it will be a service error. One of the Bisons will take a little bit of a sigh of relief on.
Definitely, and you see the frustration of Buchanan. He knows how crucial that miss was, and as competitors, you hate to see the frustration, but it is what it is. That is the philosophy of the Huskies. They serve aggressive, and with that level of aggression, errors do happen. It's just unfortunate that it's at a time like that, but Coach McKay is going to take his final timeout and address his Husky team now.
You can see Buchanan frustrated with himself after that miss. Getting down to the wire here in the third set with the Bisons being up 2-0. You gotta be very careful how many points you give away. But like you said, high risk, high reward.
That's exactly it, Amber. And sometimes you got to live by your philosophy or die by it. But ultimately, they still have a lot of opportunity in this set. It's going to be the serving sub, Matthew Campbell, coming in for the Bison side. He's got an aggressive topspin serve, but a lot of great attack options front and back court for the Huskies if they can get the pass for it.
It's a good serve from Campbell. Very consistent at the service line, but a nice side out opportunity from the Huskies. We'll tee up Varga to get a kill. Rappin will be at the service line for the Huskies now. Pass up from Graham, right back to him. Off the block, Primrose scoops it up. Out to Varga for another opportunity, but he'll tip it, taking Mandrick out of commission. Mandrick with a chance to swing, and he'll get a kill bobbling off the block. That's an exciting point to get heading into a possible match point.
Yeah, you could see Mandrick not even expecting that set, but with no left side available because Spencer Graham was around for the tip. He was the only option, and he's just going to go and swing for the fences, and he earns his team a match point opportunity.
And a service error that is just outside the near sideline. Bisons with a few more points to chip away here. They can just get one more to finish it off. The Huskies are in a no error situation as Varga opts to go with his float serve in the middle. Jansen, Varga scooping it up. Out to Mortensen, off the block, and just on that far sideline. Okay, no, the head official will call that out of bounds after a lot of contention from the Huskies. Let's take a look. Player body is just in the way, so we can't get a good look at it. Head official does have the best seat in the house.
He sure does, and after such a dramatic point, the Bison head coach, Arnd Ludwig, is going to take his second and final timeout because that's a heartbreaker for the Bisons. They genuinely did think they had this match win, and nothing can ignite an opposing team like Saskatchewan, like feeling that sense of hope and a little bit of a bounce going their way. So it'll be interesting to see if the Huskies can channel that luck that they just got off of that bounce and that good identified call by the head official. See if they can channel it and use that momentum, because we could have a lot of volleyball ahead of us here, Amber. It is a 1-point game, and with the ball in Skylar Varga's hand at the service line, anything is possible.
Absolutely, Varga opted to go with his float serve and he'll do it again here just to make sure it hits the court. Pass up by Martins in the middle. Zach Jansen off hands, out of bounds. The Bisons will take it, and 3 straight sets. Last night we had a 5-set grind, but the Bisons came back and ready to play tonight. The high-risk, high-reward style of volleyball for the Huskies just did not work out in their favor. But
what an incredibly rewarding finish to that match for the Bisons, but more specifically for Zach Jansen. He had such a fantastic match through and through. We saw him efficient and effective from the attack side. He had a couple aces and a lot of good service pressure. We even saw him get involved as a setter and make a few great broken play sets, earning himself some assists. So congratulations to him for finishing that one off in style. And more importantly, this East Division inside the Canada West Conference gets even more tight after that. That will now push the Saskatchewan Huskies to 6-6 record. Manitoba Bisons will also have a 6-6 record after tonight. Winnipeg and Brandon do play this evening as well. We don't have a score for you on that front. However, if Brandon can come up with a win, that would make every single team in the East Division sitting at a 500 record at 6-6. Let's take a look at what else is going on across the Canada West Conference divisions. We've got Calgary at Grant McEwen, Trinity West at UBC, Mount Royal at Alberta, and Trinity West at UBC Okanagan. A lot of great volleyball on tap for you Canada West TV fans. Tune into one of those if you're interested. We're going to give you a quick update on the Winnipeg Brandon men's match as that standings are so tight. Amber, what do we got?
So it looks like from the Canada West website right now we have a set apiece, 1 for Winnipeg, 1 for Brandon, and Winnipeg up with a narrow lead in the third, 5-3. So they got a little bit of game ahead of them to figure out the winner of that one. But that will definitely make the Canada West East Division standings even more tight, or we might see a little bit of movement there. Otherwise, we might just have 6-6 across the board.
We just might.
Thank you so much for joining us on Canada West TV, presented by Co-op this evening. We hope you enjoyed the match. We certainly did here up in the booth. For myself, Amber Doyle.
And myself, Adam DeJonker.
We hope you enjoy the rest of a lovely Saturday evening. Take care.